Howdy, howdy, everyone! We spent quite some time getting started last episode.
So if you can believe it, without me even having to have been beaten, gagged, and tied, we're just gonna dive right in. Besides, the trial's about to start.
We're the Bittersweet Gamers!
I'm the Opinionator!
And I'm We Squared! And into the giant Monokuma head we go! One by one, everyone went into Monokuma Rock.
The strange why is it here Monokuma Rock.
Until I was the only one left. And when I was about to take a step forward...
We're the same. The same stepladders.
Huh? Nagito was suddenly standing next to me with his eyes locked onto Monokuma Rock. Other than the small movements of his mouth, he was perfectly still.
Well, you and I are just stepladders. I seem to remember ad-libbing something like that in the last episode, actually. For everyone who holds the title of Ultimate, I always believed that I didn't mind. Unlike you, I know my place.
Shut up! What are you saying?
Man, that's why I was prepared to become a sacrifice at any time. And from that, true hope would be born. I always believed that the talent that survived would be true hope.
Damn it.
But it wasn't. There is no hope amidst all this killing.
Of course there isn't! What kind of hope comes from killing people? Welcome to the rest of the group!
What?
What? Really? Are you suggesting that sacrificing others for hope isn't real hope? But you're wrong. It's only natural and extremely obvious that strong hope devours weak hope.
What are you even going on about, you psychopath?
Isn't that right?
After all, that's what it means to live, right? The ridiculous, condescension that he had in the last episode, and indeed from the first trial, doesn't that seem like it has to be more of his real personality?
The actual Nagito?
I mean, that's what it seems like, but it's like, he seems to really believe this stuff.
What in the world happened to him to make him have such a skewed view of the world?
I mean, we're still wondering if it's not like the switcheroo that from Hajime's dream, that Hajime might be the ultimate lucky student.
Yeah.
And Nagito was the reserve guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really know, obviously, but it's...
in the first trial, didn't Nagito say, I guess that's to be expected of the ultimate... Alright, you don't remember what your talent is. Didn't he say that in the first trial? Am I misremembering?
Well, whenever he said that, that could be taken both ways. It could be taken as I know, and it could be taken as, like, a habit...
I see.
To talk about the other ultimates like that, but it's like Hajime is the ultimate whatever.
Okay.
Or it even could have been sniping at him. It's just the problem is that Nagito is insane. And...
that is a very severe problem.
So it makes it very difficult to understand his problems. And when we compare this, after the last killer, Mikon, who was a sociopath, saying that, well, Nagito's incomprehensible and insane, isn't that kind of frightening?
By comparison, yes. There's no way I'm going to accept that!
Well...
Oh, well. It's not like that's what I wanted to say to you anyway.
Hey.
There's this one novel I like. It's a peculiar mystery story.
What? A novel? What are you going on about now?
The story is told from the point of view of a high school girl involved in a serial killer mystery. But when you get to the end, surprise, surprise! The girl was actually the killer!
Who wrote this book,
Well, no,
if
she
you
only-
don't mind me asking?
No, she only writes... Well, maybe this was her original book.
The one that she did at the end of her FTE?
But didn't she say... Didn't Hajime say this mystery writer? Well, anyway, if you write a book like that, suddenly you're a mystery writer. Of course, that is something that we've mentioned plenty of times. Like, the main character, the point of view character, is the killer.
Right. That's a common trope.
common enough. I mean, it's a great plot twist.
Yeah.
And I have seen different takes on that same plot twist. Of course, I'm not going to say what they are. I've seen different takes on that plot twist that were excellent, but it's not incredibly unpredictable. Of course, the story is written carefully, so the reader doesn't learn the ending in the middle of the story. The protagonist is just a projection of the reader. And this projection turns out to be the killer. Which means the killer you were looking for the whole time was inside you all along. Which is the traditional way you would do this. I don't know the history of this trope or anything, and I don't even like calling it a trope. But it makes a big impression on you when you haven't seen it before, but when you've seen it more than once...
The treasure you earned at the end of the journey was the friendship you made along the way. Or in this case, the mass murder.
Is that really how it works? I'd ask you how you feel about novels like that, but otherwise, if we go on with this, BSG might not ever shut up about it, so let's just keep going.
You're not making any freaking sense! I can't comment on a book that I've never read before!
Isn't he accusing Hajime of being the traitor or something like that?
Yeah, although earlier he was just like, no, it can't be you. You're just some reserve student.
But look how he's talking to him now!
I know, it's so confusing!
No good at all.
Such a normal answer. I should have expected that from a talentless reserve corps student like you. But I know that you don't matter at all, so why do I care about you?
Yes, why do you talk to me?
You admire hope. I love hope.
Right?
In some ways we're similar, but maybe that difference is what's making me so emotional.
Enough already! I don't have time to argue with you. Let's go! Everyone is waiting!
Man.
Everyone, huh? So you still believe you're just like everyone else? Reserve Corps students are so full of themselves.
Nagito's chilling laugh continued as he disappeared into Monokuma Rock. Calm down. That's right. I need to calm down.
Freaking crazy!
I took several deep breaths, and once my nerves had settled, I stepped into Monokuma Rock.
Well, like Chiaki said, we can't get sucked into Nagito's pace any more than we already have. The only thing we can do is solve Nekomaru's murder.
Just
for
do what
him,
we always do.
Yeah, do what we always do. For him.
And for us.
And for us!
The elevator shook violently as it descended at an ever-increasing speed.
Hey.
When we're in a normal elevator that shakes this bad, it reminds me how efficient that elevator in the Funhouse was.
Would you like to talk some more about technical issues just to remind us that you're the ultimate mechanic? Because, I mean...
Are you talking about how all those other technical problems were easily fixed by me?
And how they were created. It's like how Mikan created a situation that would stump Mikan. Kazuichi, if he's the killer, created a situation that would stump Kazuichi.
What are you trying to say?
You know, like how, oh, well, I can't repair it. Oh, but there's parts right there.
And that look he gave Nagito. And not only that, this entire place seemed to be built to irritate him. Not only did Sonia keep snubbing him, he was the one who was going crazy because the ship parts weren't real, and he was really upset about that. Then there's the hunger aspect, which was for everyone. Of the people here, he is the psychologically weakest one, and so many things were happening specifically to him to make him mad.
And to make him crack. That's what we're thinking. I hope it's not Kazuichi, but you want to know who else I don't hope it is? Chiaki, Sonia, Akane, Hajime, Fuyuhiko, Gundam, or Nagito. Like, I don't want it to be anybody, but it is somebody, and I hope we're wrong, but that's what we're looking at.
Maybe Nekomaru did sacrifice himself, but there's a lot of suspicious stuff going on, as you may have noticed.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true.
The elevator continued to shake.
But who cares about how efficient an elevator is, dude? Especially now.
Or maybe it's shaking because we're so used to the smooth elevator. Or
Isn't
maybe
it always...
it's shaking as a hint.
Maybe so, maybe so. Also, normally, everyone is so grim and the atmosphere is so tense in these elevator scenes, but here's Kazuichi talking shop. It's like talking about, like, let's say you're a big sports fan and you're like, so blah, 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 soccer, blah, blah, football, baseball. Who would do that at a time like this? And if you were the sort of person to try and break the tension by doing that, it would have happened already. So it's like, what's up, Kazuichi? What's up with this?
Maybe he's just trying to bring everyone's attention to it.
Or maybe he doesn't feel the tension everyone else does because he thinks it's perfect. I'm just saying, that makes it look suspicious, whatever the reason is.
Yeah. And descended deeper and deeper, and suddenly, it stopped, like it always does. And the door opened, like it always does. My eyes!
As if the grapes and strawberries weren't enough. Like, this chapter, or at least the walls in this chapter, seem to be written to blind us, the players.
My eyes are going to burn out of their sockets!
I mean, we're playing this on a dang big screen TV. It's like the purple glow is casting a weird shadow on the white wall. I understand your desire to applaud this wonderfully vulgar trial ground.
You could say that again.
Applaud isn't the word I'd use. But it's so exhausting to discuss useless things.
It's so exhausting to discuss useless things.
So let's just get on with it already.
So sad. My chest hurts.
Is it gonna open up and out pops a clock?
Forcing everyone to do this is so sad. Why aren't I tied up by a rope?
Oh, not this time, huh? Incidentally, we feel like we've gone over all the truth bullets again. We feel like we have a darn good idea of what happened. The note that we're still a little confused on is, were the clocks tampered with? Mm-hmm. Or was this clock tampered with after it was broken?
Once it's been broken, it won't automatically adjust itself when the radio waves come out.
Right, it receives radio waves at fixed intervals and automatically adjusts itself if its time is off. Meaning, you can change the time on the clock, and if it does not receive the signal, it won't adjust itself.
Yes!
So that's why it could have that weird time of 7:30. So we don't know which one it is that caused the discrepancy in the time, either tampering with the clock or the clocks were adjusted backwards.
Right.
We're pretty sure about all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always stuff that we've gotten wrong or gotten mostly right in these, but this one we're much less confident in than the last one. I still think we've got it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Hey! Don't go talking without permission or discussing truth bullets until after I've said my catchphrase. Otherwise, I'll roll a dice, and based on the result, I'll give you a sex cage operation that many times.
What does that even mean? What an extreme punishment!
Now then.
But if you roll an even number, I'll be back to normal.
Let's get on with it once again. Let's get a move on, boys and girls.
And so it begins. I hoped this would never happen again, and now it's happening for the 4th time! The curtain to the 4th class trial was about to open. Nekomaru Nidai, the ultimate team manager. He was more passionate, more daring, more honest than anyone I'd ever met. Truly, he was more man than any of us. He sacrificed his body to protect Akane, and his appearance changed drastically because of that. But he still tried to live earnestly. And just when I finally got used to his new form, Nekomaru's killer is one of us.
If it is Kazuichi, maybe the only reason that he could have done it was because Nekomaru was a robot.
Yeah.
Like, he has no interest in killing somebody who's alive. But no matter how you look at it, he says, and I mean, it's quite legitimate position to argue, but no matter how you look at it, he's not alive.
Right.
That's a robot.
Killing someone because it's the only way to survive is no excuse. I won't let this be excused.
Jeez, it's so empty, you know? All the red.
I won't forgive this. The person who betrayed Nekomaru, who betrayed their friends. I will never, ever forgive them.
Agreed. After this, unless it somehow was a suicide.
Which it could still be.
We don't think so, basically based on this was cracked.
I mean, come on.
But unless it's a suicide, after this, our numbers will be reduced by more than 50%.
Yeah. And so, this life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair has begun.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
As always, we must go through our ritual.
During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it.
Huh, interesting. Over Mekon.
It's a first aid cross.
So, this is really irritating. The dang blocks in the background. It's really hard to look at.
Yeah. Curious to see what Nekomaru's looks like.
Pekko's is thicker.
Okay, it's regular Nekomaru, not Nekomaru.
That's actually why I kept him like this in the outro. I wanted to make sure he would be remembered the way he'd want to be.
Yeah, that's a good way.
If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go!
Well, it's not like they had much food.
Yeah.
Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu!
Ew! First off, who'd want to eat usami? And secondly, rabbit's not very good.
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is. I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
Look,
Akane, it's okay.
she's gonna win either way.
Yeah.
Akane, you seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
It's a good way to put it.
Why don't we try going over the incident? We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
This makes sense.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower from Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning?
Yes? I sleep over on that side of the building?
Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Dude, now's not the time.
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Well, that's one way of putting it.
Well said.
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
What does that mean?
Is that a compliment on Sonia's legs, or,
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower together.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously. As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall.
And it was around 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Which is, as far as we're aware, an hour and a half after
Nekomaru's dead.
At least assuming we're understanding everything correctly.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. At what he thinks is 5 o'clock, Fuyuhiko sees Nekomaru going in. Nekomaru was probably going there for Monokuma Taichi, which would mean that the time was actually 7.
Yes.
Okay. Then 30 minutes later, at 5:30, that stuff happens, and if Kazuichi's the killer, he's made it back.
Yeah.
Alibi is established. Everybody hears it. And it's like, that's weird, and sort of sleeps or something. Anyway, they all show, like, we don't know exactly what's going on with the guys, but
So it would actually be 9 o'clock when they go to Monokuma Taichi.
Yeah, they think it's 7, but it's actually 9.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because all the clocks were tampered with.
Yes. So that...
And there's no announcement to tell us what the time is.
Yeah.
Okay, so it had to have been 9. Well, that means that an hour and a half prior to when we think it is, that means an hour and a half prior to what we think it is, the clock was broken, which actually does make sense because an hour and a half is the actual time that had passed. So that hour and a half...
Yeah! Because an hour and a half from 7:30 is 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that 7:30 is the time of the clock being broken.
Okay.
Which we get from the Monokuma file saying that some of his functions are broken and there's that heavy damage on his chest.
Yeah.
So it was broken at 7:30. Then an hour and a half later they showed up. Okay, I think we worked that out.
Okay, so that means that the clocks in the lobby were tampered with.
Yeah, the clocks, and because, like, no matter what access is broken, if you've been through the final dead room, you have access
to both floors.
And you can assume that nobody's going to be awake at that time anyway. And so you get around and set all the clocks back 2 hours.
Whew! There isn't any other way we can interpret that, right?
Not off the top of my head, but I'm sure if there is something that we got wrong, then we'll adjust.
But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Aw, man, what an unfortunate turn of events.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer.
Don't go crazy. Don't let your anger blind you to this.
We need to go about this in the usual way. We gotta start at the beginning.
It's like, remember in the last game in Chapter 4, how Aoi just wanted to go crazy with jump right to the killer because she knew what had happened.
But she was trying to punish everyone.
Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
I don't think that's happening to Akane, though.
No!
What do you mean, definitely?
I mean, I've already accused Akane for everything anyway. But it's like, this one, I can't take that seriously.
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes.
I mean, we do think it's a Strawberry House dude, but this is irrelevant.
Yeah.
If the killer had access to the final dead room. However, Hajime doesn't know that. See, a lot of the information we know, we the players know from seeing everything.
Nagito's perspective.
Yeah, but Hajime only has his perspective, and Nagito only has his. We don't.
Nagito's waiting to use his information how he wants.
Right.
One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
Valid tactic. See if it works. I wouldn't count on it, but if it works, then great.
You're the cruelest one here!
Now, enough with the Lover's Quarrel. We need to think about this seriously.
Oh, do you think I have a chance?
No, you don't!
Oh.
We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
It does.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon.
And Kazuichi is guiding the intro and the setup so far?
Huh?
The best huh! The best huh! Yes!
That is the ultimate huh!
Yeah! Huh?
And the look on his face.
Yes, and it's smuggy toe look.
Well, the weapon is obvious, right?
As you can clearly tell by there not being a single drop of the victim's blood on the murder weapon.
Huh?
Yes! Yes! You're crazy and we don't like you! But give me the zooming, rapid, evil huhs!
Yes! That is glorious.
What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You could totally tell just by looking.
Dang! I wanted another one!
You can tell what the weapon is just by looking? Wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably...
That looked like a weapon was the hammer, but... What?
Well, let's just get to the new-looking hammer.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
Why even waste time?
Man, I wanted to see what was gonna happen next!
Oh, I suppose I should have... I'm
No,
so sorry.
I can't accept that that hammer was the murder weapon.
The dang thing is untouched!
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
Why are you pushing it so frantically?
Right at the beginning! Dude!
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body. Just like human blood, right? If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Then you look at all the oil on top of the pillar. Guys.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
But it was left there, so we would assume it's the murder weapon, which is the point you're trying to make.
Now, it's possible that Chapter 4 DR1 style, somebody else left it there, but I don't know if that's where this is going. However...
It's not the murder weapon!
Now that... yeah, it's not. And while... And since the parallels have been brought up, we are expecting them to not be here anymore.
Yes!
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
Though I have to mention it that I don't want to talk about it now, and I'm just going to shut up afterwards. But then why were they there in the first place?
What do you mean?
If the parallels are going to stop now, why were there so many parallels?
Probably to feed our suspicions, maybe?
Who knows? Let's not worry about it at this time.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Oh yeah, baby gangsta.
Don't call me that.
Baby gangsta? Me?
Just so y'all know, I was trying to test you guys.
Uh-huh.
I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
Kazuichi.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Well, I am kind of the Yasuhiro of this game, you know, Kyoko's a ghost, that sort of thing.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
How can you not notice the dent on the head and the pillar covered with the oil?
This is what we're going to establish.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle?
Get it? Angle?
Guys.
If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
Seems reasonable. The actual weapon has oil on it, but if it's something at the crime scene that had oil on it, must be the broken pillar.
I see. The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon! Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar!
Akane, you were right there.
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar.
It's true, but regardless, nobody can pick up that pillar and wield it as a weapon.
Nobody can make a blow with that pillar.
Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
The only person who had a chance of doing it
is Nekomaru!
Why?
You tried to lift it up!
We tried to move it, right?
Well, you tried.
I forgot. It's no use. It's barely budging.
Didn't I tell you?
And that wasn't even the whole pillar.
Yeah, that pillar was pretty freaking heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
Well, like Nagito said, in the last Killing game, this trial was ruled a suicide. But that's why you know it can't be that.
Yeah, especially when the game itself is just like,
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid! He ain't the type to commit suicide!
Akane, please follow through with your logic.
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
It's okay, Akane, you're trying.
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little. That word, suicide.
By the way, the fourth murder of the Killing School life was apparently ruled a suicide.
Huh? No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would commit suicide.
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
If anybody were to commit suicide, the whole point of that would be to tell someone else.
Exactly!
So that way you can take care of the trial, like leave a note, like Sakura tried to.
Yeah.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Huh? For reals?
For reals? Oh, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong game again.
Especially since the oil is on the top of the pillar.
Yes, for reals.
I see. So my gut was right after all.
Well, I mean, her gut is often correct, but the problem with your gut is that it's not as precise as using your brain.
All right. It's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
She is trying really hard.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
Sonia, ikimasu!
Maybe that?
Yeah, it's probably the
There's
fragments.
no need to lift that pillar.
The fragments prove that it
Pillar
can't
was
have
not lifted.
fallen
Beating
on.
him with it is beyond a dream.
Don't interfere, you.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
Don't tempt Sonia like that!
What about tipping the pillar over?
Well, the problem with that...
No, that's wrong!
Yeah, about that. I mean, a person wouldn't be strong enough to tip it over anyway.
Well,
Nekomaru
even if you
was
could.
crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
That!
But there's this!
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
Also, he would have been over where it hit him.
Yeah, and also, the blood wouldn't be on top. It'd be on the side.
Right.
I briefly considered that too, but it's probably not what happened.
It's like the pillar fell, and that's when Nekomaru hit the ground. And however the precise order of events goes, we may not necessarily be completely correct on, like, the angle of who was falling, bouncing off the wall. And...
Hold on, let me just calculate velocity and, like, terminal velocity and, like, you know, Newtonian gravity.
Exactly, but what we do know is at the very least, the pillar didn't fall on it.
Right.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
We have to consider this and eliminate it before moving on.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
Just let it go already.
There's no way I can let it go.
Oh God, the floor!
I'm positive
Oh!
that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Well, her gut's right this time, when it
Why
really
are you
counts
so
for her.
certain about that?
I just have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
Which have been pretty on point, honestly.
She's been wrong a lot of times with it, too.
That's true, that's true.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we?
You know, Nagito's been kind of quiet so far. Except for his, huh?
Except for the epic huh of doom.
That will always, I don't think they'll be able to top that huh.
Darn it! I can't get a clean sample of the huh because you can't turn the music all the way off.
We tried, but it can only go to like 1.
Dang it! I mean, I guess I could try and rip it directly from that. Anyway!
Speaking of huh?
There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
It's true.
God, the way he's talking.
Is that true?
Well, we've kind of moaned like that too, even in this trial.
Yeah, I know, but...
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
I kind of agree with him on this.
Oh God, wouldn't it be awful if we just start agreeing with him from now on?
Well, thinking about it, like I said, sometimes I've found myself agreeing more with Monokuma. This Monokuma, anyway. No. The problem is we have all the information. They don't.
That's true.
They don't.
That's true.
And this is the first time it's been like that. Hajime doesn't know this stuff, so we can't blame people for not having information they cannot have.
Right.
So,
You guys, same as usual. You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter.
Here he goes again.
Is he going to be like, well, you all are useless, so I'm going to help the killer because none of you are worth it?
Well, maybe, but... I mean, he's not going to tell them that.
That's it.
What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
It's like this has to be the real Nagito. Like, he must genuinely believe the blah blah hope worship stuff, but, like, his actual personality is this.
Yeah.
Hey, Nagito, what the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
Like he's extremely narcissistic, but just keeps it in check.
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Ouch.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Akane's just cutting to the heart of the matter and is just like, I don't care about all this crap.
Well, she's right.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
The wires, what he's talking about.
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
The wires were in the octagon. In the octagon is the ultimate weapons. The ultimate weapon is gravity, or...
ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know. But I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
Yeah?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon.
Are you saying you killed Nekomaru? So is this how we're paralleling after all? Or is he just Gundaming?
It's hard to say.
I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst, which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory.
Did he say the sword of victory?
When you're the ultimate breeder, you can pronounce sword however you want.
It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction.
They're made for each other.
I ship it so hard.
They're made for each other.
I see.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
Oh, we know why.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the Funhouse.
Okay, I mean, sure.
The secret of the Funhouse?
I mean, we gotta get to it eventually.
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you?
It's like he's putting them up on a really high pedestal.
And then shooting at them!
And then being mad when they're not living up to his expectations.
Yeah, his kind of insane expectations. You know...
I mean, I don't think anyone who goes to Hope's Peak Academy views themselves as a symbol of hope.
That's exactly what I was about to say, is I may kind of have a problem with the concept, or, I mean, I don't find it appealing, but the characters themselves don't seem to have a problem. They don't act in any way like this. The person who's obsessed with it...
is Hope Boy here.
Is Nagito.
Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Screw you too, buddy.
Except for Hajime?
Oh, yeah.
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Maybe it's time to tie up Nagito and throw him back in some building somewhere again.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the Funhouse, right?
I mean, after he's said everything that he knows and given us the dang book, then we'll club him over the head and throw him in, because, I mean,
I just think we should club him over the head and take the book.
Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the Funhouse.
Good guess! Or, logical deduction.
Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower.
Her statement is technically true, but not in the way she is presenting it here.
It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the Funhouse.
Okay.
That...
Not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
We just looked at each other with are you serious? Not only because of the highly amusing sweet, but come on,
man.
Faux show.
Oh yeah.
I shall leave this matter to your discretion.
Faux show.
Two houses are connected to the tower in the middle. I thought that at first too, but I ended up finding proof that completely contradicts that. And that would be the compass.
Okay, good, because I was like, do not ask us to do Hangman's Gambit. Strange feeling in tower.
That's what I'm thinking.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
That's not possible.
So that's the secret of the Funhouse.
Is that really it?
It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And
no,
the designs
it's...
on the floor are also different.
No, you're missing the point
We've
here.
already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
The only problem that I have with the idea of Kazuichi being the killer is he's killing Sonia too. But, I mean,
well,
love and hate, two sides of the same coin.
Can you really call it love, though? Especially if she's been shunning him.
So we have strange feeling, or I mean, exact same place, which is not an agree point.
I think it's that on the exact same building. But let's look at the other things, too.
We've already settled this problem.
Grape Tower.
Nice job shooting the white noise.
Same place.
Dude, do you remember how to trial?
It's been a while, I must admit.
What the heck?
Look, it's fine.
Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Excuse me, what?
Do you come from the Fire Nation?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
What is she saying? She dropped an atomic bomb on Japan?
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's Probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees.
Well, something rotated 180 degrees.
And I guess technically it kind of was a floor.
That's true. And Kazuichi would know that. He was the one with the compass.
If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
Well, I mean...
But why?
If so, then what? Do you seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Because you want to just try and throw people off, and that's always how they behave. It's like you can just catch them. It happened with Teru Teru, it happened with Peko.
It happened with Mikan. After 1.5 games, just kind of pick up on that kind of stuff, you know?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
Leon did it, I think. Maybe not, but Mondo did not.
You're right, Mondo didn't actually say much in that trial.
Until the end.
Until the end, and that's how we caught him.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Do you remember about Celeste?
Well, Celeste was suspicious the entire chapter.
Sure, but I can't remember if she did or not. And then it was Aoi in chapter 4.
Yeah, I actually don't remember either.
Yeah. Like you said, the fact of the matter is, we were like, it's Celeste the entire time, so that part didn't stick.
Yeah.
Bow down.
Oh! Bow down before me!
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
That's the dumbest thing!
How?
While we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower?
We were all there.
But we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it.
But why?
He's never interfered to that degree before.
While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it.
I mean, this is like taking Occam's razor, launching it into space, firing nuclear missiles at it.
What's with you and nukes today?
She started it! She started it!
That's a fair point.
Just like if there's no bread, let them eat cake.
Incidentally, that is based on an extremely unflattering translation. What they were talking about, or what Marie Antoinette, who is kind of slandered by history, the memory of Marie Antoinette is not really accurate. But she was actually saying if there is no bread, then let them eat brioche, which is another type of bread, and it's very common in France, but it wasn't used anywhere else, so when translating that into English, it was turned into cake.
I see.
Brioche is really good.
I'm not sure what we're disputing.
Oil on the floor. It's gotta be that, right?
There are many different ways. The body in the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled.
Man, these are sturdy.
And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
I decree it.
Whew. Good thing we had those extra cuts.
Yeah, we screwed that up with the skill.
In such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten.
It was an extremely short time.
Monokuma is surprisingly strong.
Dang.
Wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear.
Whoops.
Yes, not that. That is an odd apple of an assumption. There is no way I can understand what you are saying.
Crap.
Damn it. I won't be able to cut through Sonia's rebuttal with this. I need to think it over again.
In the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear.
Of the futuristic Robo-Bear.
The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene.
Bam!
Allow me to cut through those words.
Like some kind of verbal ninja. Oh.
Moving the body and pillar is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor.
Huh?
Now we still have to come up with a way to counter the floor rotated 180 degrees, but I guess that's by pointing towards stuff that we don't know. We know, but they don't know.
Yeah?
Well, between Nagito knows.
The position of
Yeah.
Nekomaru's body and the pillar changed. The oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Well, no, he soaked it up in a super soaker and...
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
Even the best Splatoon player couldn't manage that.
Do you feel topical now?
I never feel topical. I like robot anime.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
I know, I see what you mean.
I didn't even have to say anything. I just went, And Damon already knew what I was thinking.
She could manipulate him.
I did say that she might be the traitor. And that she might have deliberately snubbed Kazuichi to instigate him.
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
Because this is like the trial with...
Peko and Fuyuhiko.
Where they were tag teaming it. Now, we understand what that situation was like, but this one's not going to be the same. If anybody could do it...
It's possible Kazuichi might be willing to die for Sonia. But if he just came out and was just like, I killed him, then that would be really suspicious, you know?
Yes. I mean, then it'd be like, we've been through this before. We don't trust it.
So it's got to be convincing enough that people won't think they're trying to pull the wool over their eyes. It's just like a little...
Yeah, but she's being awfully aggressive.
Uh-huh.
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
Perhaps it has something to do with like paralleling it. Like in the first game, everyone was claiming to have done it.
That's true.
Maybe it might be something... But why would she go into the... I was going to say maybe they went into the final dead room together, but why would they do that? That doesn't make sense. I mean, Kazuichi would love to do that, but Sonia would be like, I don't care.
Yeah.
We can't be certain of that either.
I mean, we might be looking too much into it, but...
Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Right, that it. We had thought about this.
Because she was thinking about something and we couldn't hang out with her after that tower experiment.
And this is what it was.
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
But when she picked it up, it would have been facing the same direction.
Right.
If they're not the same building or two different buildings, then what are they?
Well, I mean, they are the same building. One on top of the other.
No idea, huh?
Hey, she's thinking.
Well, she doesn't have the information.
That's true.
I mean, if we'd gone into the final dead room...
This mystery ties into the secret of the Funhouse. We don't have enough clues to solve that mystery.
This time it's true.
Then the only thing we can do is rely on the one person who has those clues.
We're saved.
Oh no.
Hey, Nagito.
The trepidation and hesitation in his voice.
I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up.
Or whatever that
Tell
ridiculously
you guys a big
aggressive
hint
huh
that
was.
Can help you solve the secret of the Funhouse.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
Oh, you know he's not going to make it that simple.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly.
Why? What do you mean?
For his amusement, so they can shine even greater blah blah Cheetos.
It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
Is he judging them? Like,
Is
are
he
they worth being the symbols of hope that he idealizes?
Perhaps he is wondering if there is anybody who is worthy to face him. Which, you know, chapter 2, Byakuya.
Yeah.
Probably not that.
Determine? Is he talking about the traitor? If so, why did Nagito say that all of a sudden?
Well, if say Sonia is the traitor, then...
If Nagito thinks he's figured it out, then the person who isn't the person he thinks is the killer that tries to interfere could be the traitor?
That's exactly where I was going. I never thought Sonia would make it through the game. and she was always, like, really impenetrable.
Did something happen to him?
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
And that may not be true either. Like, well, what she says as well as what I acknowledge that Sonia is being extremely aggressive, but just like Akane, just like my accusing Akane, which is half a joke and half not, like, I don't trust Sonia.
I think she's suspicious too.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
As in the max difficulty.
He performed the appropriate action in order to learn the secret. Could he be talking about a dooba 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 dooba?
I see.
A dooba.
You're talking about the final dead room, right?
A dooba dooba.
You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
But he's not the only one, as he implied.
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it.
Well, he's the only one who got this level of hint.
That's true.
That's the thing. You can clear it,
but he completed the highest difficulty.
Yeah.
Short of not taking your bullet out.
He's not the killer.
Right.
So somebody had to have gone in there to get the wire
and the hammer.
And
there were hammers there too.
And the route. The
that's
ability
important.
to travel between Grape House and Strawberry House without using other methods is key to this case.
In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waited, all by itself. From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
So, will it validate our assumptions, or are they wrong?
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you.
You're gonna take us all to the octagon?
At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
Huh.
He did find a digital camera!
You took a picture?
Yep.
Nagito grinned creepily as he retrieved a small digital camera from his inner pocket.
What was that there for?
Was he the only one who kept anything from the final dead room?
See? This is it.
And as he said that, he showed us a peculiar picture.
Well, it wasn't keeping the gun, but...
Let me explain it to you again.
Not quite what we were thinking.
I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room.
Which means he's 3 floors up.
Right.
But don't you think it's weird? If the Funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right?
That completely verifies it right there, because it's, like you said, it's 3 floors. Grape House has to be on the bottom.
And then first floor, second floor, third floor, Strawberry House, first floor, second floor, third floor. Because this is the first floor of Strawberry House. Grape House has to be underneath it.
Because on the first floor of Strawberry House is this.
Yeah! Lots of things that shouldn't make sense in this picture.
Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
Oh god, is that a new minigame?
No.
What doesn't make sense in this picture?
Well, the tower, I suppose, is what they're talking about.
I mean, I would say the trees?
It's the tower, right? There's only one tower in the picture. That's what we've been thinking all along. Which means it's not unnatural at all, don't you agree? We know what the freaking answer is!
Okay, that was me being silly.
Yeah, we know there's one tower. Then they do mean...
Yeah.
You gotta speak their language.
You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, it should have been.
Then This is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor.
Right.
The angles suggest it was taken from higher up.
I see. And is that it?
And so with this, once he gets a little bit further, then Hajime can figure out what's going on.
Right.
But they really couldn't without this information.
Yeah. Nagito said there's lots of things that don't make sense in this photo.
I mean, even the 180 degrees, well, the thing is we worked backwards because it looked like Nekomaru fell, so we were trying to come up with a way for Nekomaru to fall. And the way that Nekomaru could fall is if one was on top of the other, and then when we got or at least they were not on the same elevation.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when we found out about the 180 degrees from the compass, then we could
trace it around to the other
because the
side.
only way the elevator would move 180 degrees is if we were doing that.
Yeah. Which means there are other contradictions contained in it.
But if we wouldn't have started from that assumption, then we wouldn't have had looked for things that would fit it, and we might not have understood what the 180 degrees was.
What doesn't make sense in this picture?
Again?
I mean, it would have to be that, right? What?
What do they want us to do?
Crap!
Okay, if it's not the tower, then is it the trees again?
It would have to be the sky. It's the only other thing I can pick.
There isn't anything left.
Here!
Yeah, that was definitely a weirdo case
The structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was. Grape House and Strawberry House should lead to the tower in the middle.
There's not a building on the other side of the tower. That's what it is.
Yeah, there we go.
Which means, if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, you should see Grape House behind it. But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
Because we were already operating from that point of view because we'd figured this out for a while. So the step-by-step way we used to explain it wasn't through this photo. So we weren't thinking of it the way the photo wanted us to.
That's right. Good call.
I mean, Hajime is the one who solved all the other class trials up till this point, so you can talk down to him all you like, buddy.
He's so worthless, clearly.
Oh, he is so worthless. You know what? If Hajime becomes the ultimate hope that Makoto did in the first one, I wonder what that'll do to Nagito.
Maybe make him worship him? Or want to kill him.
In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
No, Gundam.
Maybe the answer is yes.
Huh?
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this.
I like this camera angle.
Yeah.
It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student.
Dude, he has solved every other one.
You don't need some special talent to be exceptional at something.
Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
The compass.
Yeah. The other clue? Is he talking about that one time? Or when Nagito mysteriously appeared?
Ah, there we go, yeah. Why, hello there, Hajime.
Nagito, why are you here?
Because I showed up.
You showed up? How did you even come here?
Maybe I teleported.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already?
Well, she is a video gamer.
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma Archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
Was that thing just now another hint to figuring out the mystery behind the Funhouse's structure? reason Nagito appeared from the 3rd floor, I feel like it's time for a hangman's gambit. Using the photo he took, I might be able to find the answer if I just think about it. Alright, let's do this.
Alright, end of episode minigame!
Oh, logic dive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know what a hangman's gambit would be. This is a really good one for logic dive.
Okay, that's the jump button.
Yeah. Don't just assume you can bowl over the gaps. You know, like, there's white noise. I'll actually just shoot my truth bullet through it. I'm never gonna let you live that down.
Nor should you. Wait, what? Oh!
Are you okay? Do you need to switch?
I don't know what I'm doing. Ha! You thought you could take me out.
Do Strawberry House and Grape House both exist?
Well, of course they exist.
I mean, they have to.
That wasn't my fault. I mean, it kind of was.
Yeah, you know what's gonna happen when it does it again.
Ooh, I like how they're shaking
Mixing
things
it
up.
Yeah. No, I think Logic Dive looks fun. It's just there's nothing to say.
Wee-hoo!
Are Strawberry House and Grape House the same building or two different buildings?
Well, they're the same building. Yeah, there's not much to comment on here.
Right. I mean, if they both exist and are the same building, therefore...
Right. Woo! Woo! Ah!
How are Strawberry House and Grape House positioned with each other?
Vertically! I mean, these are really easy.
You can't say that, Billy.
I mean, the question part, really.
Well, because we knew the answer.
Yeah.
It's all coming together. I got it. I know the secret of the Funhouse.
And so does everybody else, too. I mean, we've been talking about it the whole time.
Danganronpa. Danganronpa.